Pro Truck Driver Tips with John. I've had a lot of requests by people to see if I can make a video for them to help them out with checking the air brake system. So this video today, we're going to test and run through the air brake run up and fan down procedure for Alberta air brake program. So to start our procedure, we want to make sure that we're on flat ground and our wheels are chalked. If we look in the mirror here, we can see the wheels are chalked on the rear drive axle of the truck. Next, we want to make sure we're at cutout pressure to start our procedure. So if we look at our gauges here on the dash, we can see that primary and secondary are both at cutout pressure. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to push in my trailer air supply valve, make sure my key is in the on position so I have power to the gauges. Then I'm going to reach over and push in my trailer air supply valve, the red button. Next step is to get out of the truck using 3 points of contact and disconnect the air lines to the trailer. Just bear with me here. Okay, we're going to the trailer here. So we're going to disconnect the blue line. Doesn't matter which one you take off first. Blue is easier because it's farther away. Now when we take the red one off, we're going to have air come out of it. What we're doing here is we're simulating a breakaway of the connection between the truck and trailer with the air lines. So when I take the red line off, that's going to cause the trailer spring brakes to apply at the wheels. And we're going to test the operation of the tractor protection valve, which is that valve right there just to the right of the light cord. That's what the air lines connect to on the back of the truck. So you can see the air lines running to the trailer. All right, let's get started. So we set the air lines down. We come back into the truck. Alright, so we're going to confirm two things are going to happen. We're going to confirm that the low air warning comes on by 60 psi, which is a visual and audible signal. And the red button should pop between 40 and 60 psi or greater. And there it popped. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to check the function of the tractor protection valve. We're going to try and send an air signal through it by simply pulling on the hand valve and listening outside for any audible air leaks. And we hear nothing, which is good. It's a pass. If air was leaking out of the blue line, that would tell me that my tractor protection valve has failed and the truck is out of service according to National Safety Code Schedule 1, Section 1 for air brake system. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to push in the yellow button. Now we need to make that yellow button pop out by itself between 20 and 45 psi. The way to do that is we're going to pump the brake pedal to deplete the air in the system by stepping on the brake pedal multiple times. There's our low air warning. You can see it in the top left. That's our visual and audible is going. Okay, and that sound was the yellow button popping. So what we're going to do now is we're going to exit the vehicle and we're going to reconnect the air lines back up to the trailer. When you hook up your air lines, doesn't matter which one you hook up first. I like hooking the blue up first because the red gets in the way. Now when you hook up your air lines, it's important that we make sure we line the seals first before we twist down. If we get a fold in the seal, we're going to have an air leak. Okay, let's go back in the truck. Now we're going to move on to testing the supply circuit, which consists of the governor and the compressor. So to do this, we're going to start the truck up. We're going to set our RPMs to 1200. And then what we're going to do is we're going to watch the gauges. When our first gauge hits 50 psi, we would time this on a stopwatch and stop timing when the last gauge hits 90 psi. This is known as our compressor air build check, which tests the condition and performance of the compressor. Okay, so secondaries at 50, I'd be timing now. While we're doing this compressor build check, the lower warning will go back out at the same time it came on, around 60 psi or greater. Now it's hard to judge where 90 is on these gauges, but these gauges go in 25 psi increments, so just use your best guess where 90 psi would be, a little bit under 100. Okay, lower warning's gone out. Okay, we're at 75. Say it's about 90 there. So that took 1 minute and 26 seconds. So our compressor checks out. It has to build 50 to 90 within 3 minutes or less at 1200 RPM.